Welcome Trinidad and Tobago to our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Nicola Barito. Let's take a look at the headlines. The Ministry of Health promotes careers in health to students across the nation. The Honorable Stacey Roopnaraine makes a call for citizens to look into the deeper meaning of the Festival of Lights. And the Minister of Transport highlights the significance of the goddess of light, Mother Lakshmi. Thank you for joining us. As Diwali celebrations continue throughout the country, MP for Couva North and the Minister in the Ministry of Water and Water Resources, the Honorable Ramona Ramdial, has hosted an evening of celebration in her constituency.
Minister Ramdial is urging citizens to remain true to their religious beliefs and values. Addressing patrons at the function, Ms. Ramdial expresses her belief that this religious rooting is what has rescued Trinidad and Tobago on many an occasion.
I want to urge you as constituents to never forget where you have come from, to always upkeep the religious morals, values that we base our family life on. And whether you know it or not, Trinidad and Tobago is a very, very religious country compared to others. And therefore I think divinity and that divine intervention has saved our country from a lot of negative things that would have probably afflicted us in the past.
The Couva North MP says while some of the issues affecting citizens in the area have been addressed, she promises to continue working with constituents to ensure the growth and development of the Couva North constituency.
Taking office in 2010, we set out as a mandate for the Couva North constituency and the executive to work closely to deliver to the constituents of Couva North what was their most pressing problems. And over the past 2 years, I'm very proud to say, and I could not have done it alone, with the help of the executive, the staff, and the councillors, we've been really working, and we have delivered on the roads, we have delivered on the bridges, we have delivered on some of the flooding problems we've been able to alleviate to a certain extent, and then we have delved into the social issues of the constituency where we are working to really help those who are poverty-stricken within the constituency. So I know that here tonight we have a lot of work to do, and with your assistance and your cooperation as constituents, we will continue to progress and develop and improve as a constituency.
Minister Ramdial is urging her constituents to judge her and this government's performance based on the amount of work they see being done, not on the propaganda bandied about in the political arena.
In every walk of life, you are going to face challenges. You all have challenges as individuals, we have challenges as a government. But I want to really urge you to look around you as constituents, to look around you and see the work taking place. And then you'll be able to judge as individuals that whatever propaganda you're hearing otherwise, it's not true.
Gregory McBurney, News 4.
Meanwhile, also at the Couva North Diwali celebrations were Ministers of Transport and Works and Infrastructure Minister, the Honorable Chandra Sharma and Emmanuel George. Speaking at the function, Minister Sharma brought Diwali greetings to persons in the constituency while highlighting the significance of the goddess of light, Mother Lakshmi, in the festival.
Transport Minister Chandra Sharma is reminding men in Trinidad and Tobago that they are obligated to love and respect all women. He explains that every religion, including Hinduism, mandates that men respect their women. He believes this is why Mother Lakshmi is the Hindu deity who is responsible for good and light and who is celebrated on Diwali.
What is Mother Lakshmi in your life? It is our mothers, our sisters, our daughters, our wives. And we are obligated by all teachings of the world, by all religions, to show respect, to love, and to care. This is what Emmanuel George gets up 4 o'clock in the morning to do. And go to sleep 12 o'clock in the night. To make sure we provide for every single mother in this country and in Tobago and in every part, that your lives will be better. Your husbands will have jobs to go to. Your children will have a school to go. When they graduate, they'll have jobs. There'll be safety on the roads. And it is your blessings that make us do it. So to all the Lakshmis here, all the mothers and sisters and daughters and wives, we seek your forgiveness. You know, sometimes as men, we say ugly things to our women. We cause them pain. It's a good time for us to beg for forgiveness.
Minister Sharma is also asking citizens to work together with the government for the betterment of the country. He believes a lot more can be done in this country if two parties were to work together.
Because when you join your hands, there's so much work you can do. Look around here. Romana alone can do this. It's your two hands and Minister Emmanuel George. You just heard he came from Sani Grande, where he joined with others and showing them what is going to happen. Your two hands and the two hands of Mayor Orlando Nagesa. And the list goes on. Your two hands on the PTA. Your two hands on the village council or the constituency executive, whatever it might be.
Gregory McBurney, News 4.
News 4 continues after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Residents of Oropouche West joined with their Member for Parliament, the Honourable Stacey Rupnarine, in prayer and worship as she gave thanks by hosting the 3rd annual Diwali celebration in her constituency. She made a call for citizens to look into the deeper meaning of the Festival of Lights.
Prayer or worship is considered to be an integral part of the Hindu religion. The chanting of mantras is the most popular form of worship. This puja organized by the Pundit is an offering by Minister Stacey Rupnarine, a symbol of thanksgiving. Speaking at the function, the minister says as the nation gets ready to celebrate Diwali next week, it is also important to recognize all of the festivals that are celebrated in Trinidad and Tobago.
Because in so doing, we understand that we are a multicultural, multi-ethnic, and multi-religious society, and that the diversity of Trinbagonians is in fact our greatest strength. Diwali is our major festival celebrated amongst the Hindu community. And while it is a time for celebration, it is also a time for personal reflection amongst many Hindus.
Diwali has the goddess of light, prosperity, and good fortune Mother Lakshmi at the center of its celebrations. And the minister says, because the focus is so intense upon her during this time, it inspires one to do what is necessary in order to win her favor.
And so we fast, we clean our homes, and we prepare our homes for a visit from Mother Lakshmi on Diwali night. But Diwali is so much more than that physical act of fasting and that physical act of cleaning. It is about mental and spiritual cleansing. Of what use is it if our homes are clean, but our hearts are not? And so this year, as we celebrate Diwali, I ask you to let us do so with a clean heart and with a pure mind, with only good intentions.
She adds that while Diwali might be a time for festivity, it is also a time of contemplation. She made a plea for those to look into the deeper meaning of the Festival of Lights, which is by far the most significant meaning, the awareness of the inner light. She says we must look inside ourselves and find that light that can illuminate us.
Diyas are lit on Diwali night, and the flames of these thousands of diyas pierce the dark night to illuminate the world with goodness, peace, and love. Perhaps now more than ever, in Trinidad and Tobago, we need to remember the simple but powerful message of Diwali, that light will always eliminate darkness and good will always overcome evil. It is obvious that where light presides, darkness cannot exist.
Minister Rupnarine says one should seek to cultivate the pure mind and heart and dismiss darkness and negativity, anger, greed, and jealousy. At the Diwali celebrations, Minister Stacey Rupnarine also distributed goodies to the children.
So all the little children, please come forward to receive your gift bags from the Honorable MP, Ms. Stacey Rupnarine. Come on, children, come to the front.
Elderly persons were not left out as they too were showered with hampers. Minister Rupnarine in return received their blessings. The celebration also featured Indo-classical music and dances. Joseph Lopez, News 4.
In other news, the Ministry of Health is promoting careers in health to students across the nation. It's an attempt to draw persons into the sector as an attractive career choice through the introduction of the Dictionary of Careers, outlining the available job positions in the field. Minister of Health, Dr. The Honorable Fuad Khan, says it's a strategic way in drawing locally trained professionals to the evolving health sector.
A career in the medical field is more than just becoming a nurse or a doctor. This is the message the ministry is driving home to students as it seeks to make the health sector more attractive as a premier career choice. Efforts are being made by the Ministry of Health to draw persons to the field and make known the available positions within the sector through the launch of its career dictionary. Health Minister Dr. Fuad Khan says such a move will cater to the needs of the ever-evolving medical field.
Not everybody could become a doctor, not everybody could become a nurse, not everybody could become a pharmacist. Okay? Believe it or not, those professions can only exist and move forward only if you have the ancillary staff. And what are the ancillary staff? We need a biomedical technician. If the biomedical technicians, which are in short supply right now, when the X-ray machines fall, when the X-ray machine fail, who fixes it? If the X-rays are not working, or the CT is not working, or the MRI is not working, or the ultrasound is not working, no matter how many doctors and nurses you have, you can't get that done. So your diagnosis and medical indices are not there and cannot occur. 2, we need a mortuary attendant. Why do we need mortuary attendants? They are the ones who see about the dead bodies, for the pathologist to do the pathology examination. We also need ultrasonographers.
As Permanent Secretary in the Health Ministry, Antonio Popplewell says, it's about providing a steady flow of nationals to be employed in the field.
This initiative is grounded in the critical need for a steady and sustainable pool of personnel in the local health sector to be able to effectively deliver quality healthcare services to the population. Trinidad and Tobago, like many countries internationally, is affected by the current shortage of healthcare professionals. The Ministry of Health and the government are addressing this dearth in a number of ways. And one such way is to have a cadre of nationals interested in making their career in the health sector.
The dictionary is expected to be placed in the nation's schools and be made available to students looking to make an early career choice and start. So far, a student volunteer program has commenced at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex, giving youngsters a first-hand chance to gain experience. Sixth form student Megan Boodoo of Barataria South Secondary School describes the opportunity as life-changing.
My experience at the JBF ward was eye-opening and life-changing. This is no exaggeration. During and after this program, I realized that instead of wanting to help others so that I could further my career, I wanted to further my career to help others. This program taught me an important lesson of empathy as we related with patients as well as nursing staff. I am grateful to all involved in this program. I know that I surely would like to obtain a job in the health sector. Minister
Khan says he anticipates this to facilitate a regional employment agency supplying solely health sector professionals.
We are going to produce in Trinidad and Tobago, hopefully in the near future, something that we call the CARPHA, which is the Caribbean Public Health Agency, such as the CDC in Atlanta, where everything will be located. We'll have a very, very great need for lab technicians, specialized lab technicians, and other professions related to that. So what I'm trying to indicate here, the Ministry of Health has seen the need to direct and guide the young population where we can carry them by way of a dictionary.
The dictionary is one that will be improved and enhanced periodically ensuring that constant career evolutions in the sector is catalogued. Kimberly Ramkalawan, News 4.
Sport is up right after the break. Stay with us. The players of Trinidad and Tobago's men's under-20 team, they found themselves in a familiar position as they must win on the final day of a qualifying tournament in order to advance. The Young Warriors suffered a 2-0 loss to Haiti in their Group A Caribbean Football Union World Cup qualifying encounter at the Waterhouse Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica on Wednesday evening and must now defeat Curaçao in Friday's closing match to ensure they advance to the final round in Mexico. According to the TTFF media, Trinidad and Tobago found the going tough in Wednesday's matchup and paid the price for a lackluster showing, particularly in the opening half, which saw Haiti take a 31st-minute lead through Lakna Horat, who rifled a right-footer past and outstretched Kwesi West on in goal. Haiti's second came 2 minutes into the second half when Samuel Pomp stepped up to convert a penalty after defender Anthony Charles was called by Guyanese referee Sherwin Johnson for committing a foul. It's now all to play for on Friday as Captain Dwayne Marquette and his men try to keep their 2013 Turkey World Cup dreams alive. Staying with football, the top of the standings in the Blink B-Mobile National Super League is interesting to say the least. 3 teams are bunched together at the top on 31 points following match day 17, and the race for the league title seems to be going down to the wire. Wayne Cunningham has a rundown of the scores from this weekend's matches, as well as an overview of the point standings.
Joe Public FC leads the National Super League, but just on goal difference following match day 17. They are bunched at the top on 31 points with Westside Superstars and Wassa FC, but the Watermen have a game in hand. The Eastern Lions took over first place after a hard-fought draw with fellow Easterners FC Santa Rosa, who opened the scoring in the 34th minute through Jovan Rochford. Keith Lucloy's men were headed for a much-needed win, but were thwarted by an 89-minute strike by Jamal Lewis for Public to grab a point. Wassa's chance of regaining the lead was put on hold after their match with Central Team Eagles United was postponed. Wassa are in third, while Eagles sit in the bottom 3. The big result on match day 17 came in Tobago, where the home team Stokely Vale FC hammered former leaders Westside Superstars 5-0 in Plymouth. Rondell Winchester had a double for Stokely Vale, which was matched by Onosi Ford. Trevon James got the other item for them as they remain in 4th position. They are just above neighbours 1976 FC Phoenix, who travelled to the Valley and fell 2-1 to Eastern outfit Real Maracas. Shane Glasgow scored in the 30th and 44th minutes to put the home team up 2-0 before the break. Darren Mitchell gave the Tobago team some hope with a 60th minute strike, but Maracas held on for the win, which moved them up to 9th on the table. The defence force are just above them in 8th as they continue to climb away from the relegation zone. The military men coached by Kelshaw Alexander eked out a 1-0 win over Club Sando at the Manny Ramjohn Stadium in Marabella. Akil Morris got a lone item of the match in the 30th minute. The other South team had better fortunes as Separia Spurs went to the Beach Recreation Ground and hammered bottom-place Beach United 5-1. That result keeps the Eastern Counties team rooted at the foot of the table, while Separia sits in 6th spot. The pick of next weekend's matches is easily Wassa versus Stokely Vale at St. Joseph. Wayne Cunningham, News 4 Sports.
Thank you very much, Wayne Cunningham. More news after the break. A fireman almost lost his life when he attempted to rescue a man trapped in his car following the heavy flooding in Barataria. Cameraman Elvis Ramnath and reporter Verna Barath were first on the scene and filed this report.
This was 10th Avenue in Barataria earlier today. All it took was less than half hour of heavy rains for this to happen. 8 feet of gushing water flowing full speed ahead clearing all in its path, including vehicles. The priority bus route was totally impassable as traffic backed up on either side for some time. An elderly man was trapped in his car, which had been shoved against a wall by the raging flood waters. However, the fire services responded immediately to the call. During their attempt to rescue the gentleman, however, one of the firemen got into some difficulty. The powerful flood waters made it quite difficult for him to maintain balance. This gentleman explained what happened.
In responding to the situation, one of my firefighters' colleagues missed the curb because there was flood, and in flood waters you cannot see what happened. And he fell into the drain. But with the skill of the firefighters, and they were using the rope, they was able to pull him out of the water. So we saved 2 lives, one of the firefighter and one of the victim.
Mr. Batiste says the firefighters saved the day and is commending them for their bravery and swift response.
Well, I would like to applaud the fire service for the quick response, not because I am one the fire service, but really they did respond quickly today. Right? With all the ills you all hear of the fire service, I must say that they have responded very promptly this afternoon, and we was able to secure and save a life.
Verna Barath, News 4.
Well, that's how we wrap up this edition of our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Nicola Barreto. Thank you so much for joining us.